Hey, NC Floor Guys here. We're on the construction site, and today I'm going to show you how to make a one board replacement using the skill saw. Now, as you can see here, the plumber put this hole in the wrong place. So I need to take this board out and replace it with another one. So what's the best way to do that? Well, the fastest and the easiest way to do it is to use a skill saw. And what I'm going to do is make two parallel cuts right down this board towards the center. And that will allow me to take out the middle one because it won't have any nails in it, so that'll pop right out. And then the back edge does not have any nails in it, so I can knock that right out, and then that will only leave the front edge to have nails in it, and I'll pop that out with a screwdriver. So I'll show you that in a minute. Let's make these cuts. So as you can see, I made the two cuts. It's this one and this one. I know it's hard to tell because this is reclaimed material and the big cracks all over the place. But these are the two saw marks I made. So this piece is going to pop right out, and then this piece is going to pop right out. And then the only piece I'm going to have to manually kind of tear out of there is going to be this one piece. So doing it this way reduces the amount of work that you have to do, and it's a lot faster. So let's see if this pops out. Well, as you can see, those pieces just jump right out of there, which is great news. Now, we've got the old moisture barrier that was there. So we're not going to be able to reinstall the next piece with the tongue and groove intact. We're actually going to have to saw off the tongue and the bottom part of the groove, and then we're going to glue this piece in place. So we have to get rid of this old moisture barrier. So let's just cut that out. The next step in the process is to mark a board to length. So I've got a long board. I'm going to set that far end down into the hole and tap it tight. That way I can see exactly where this board overlaps on this side. Make your mark right there, right at the edge of the piece that you cut out. And then when you go to the chop saw, you just cut away this pencil mark, and this board should fit perfectly. Now we're just going to bring it back to the hole for a second and just make sure it fits. So we set it in there, tap it down, and you can see it fits on both sides. That's really tight. That's exactly what we want. Now what we want to do is cut off the tongue and the bottom side of the groove. That way we can just lower the piece directly down into place. So let's go to the table saw. Here at the table saw, the first thing we're going to do is put on our guide. Lock it into place. Make sure it's stable. And I've got a scrap piece of wood here. So we're going to lower the blade down till it's just higher than the tongue. So it cuts away the tongue. And then we're going to set the width so that it just hits the edge and takes off that tongue. Alright, looks good. We're going to do a quick test board. Now by using a test piece, it's a small piece, so it's safer to handle. And we can get our table saw positioned properly before we cut our finished piece. Because we've already taken the time to get that one cut to length, so we don't want to make a miscut with our final piece. So we use a test piece to get everything where we want it to be. All right, let's cut the board. And once our table saw blade comes to a complete stop, we can handle our piece and see we've got a nice clean cut. That's exactly what we want. Next, we want to cut the bottom of our groove off. So we take our test piece, we set it in here. If the millwork is good, it's almost in the right place. The height should already be set properly, and the width is almost proper. I'm going to bring it in just a little bit to be sure I get a nice clean cut. Let's test that. Yep, that's a nice clean cut. It cuts the bottom of that groove off, leaving us a nice flat vertical piece, which should set right down into the hole we cut. All right, let's go ahead and cut our final piece. That's exactly what we want. Now our final piece is cut and ready to set in place. Let's do this. Now that we're back at our hole, let's just double check our fit. What we do is we put one end in and make sure that it fits completely in and touches the floor on the bottom. And then we check our other end and see that it also fits. So this piece should fit in place. We're ready for adhesive. The adhesive we're using today is Liquid Nails Heavy Duty Construction Adhesive. It's fast drying. It's really thick. That's why I like it, because it'll push back a little bit. Create a bed for us to set this. wood on. Just clip off the tip, poke it out, get it going. Now, you want to get this glue, you want to get some nice heavy dollops in multiple places. And believe it or not, this liquid nails will hold this wood in place better than the staples that I originally installed the floor with. Okay, that looks pretty good. We've got a good amount of adhesive all the way down the board. Should be ready to install. So we'll take our board and we'll get one end going. That end was a little bit tighter, so I'm going to get that end going first. Just tap it in. Just gently work your way down. Tap it down a little bit all over. And that's it. It's repaired. It looks great. And I'm just going to put a couple face nails in it to make sure it stays down until that glue dries. Shouldn't need that many. That'll hold it down just fine. That's it. Repair complete.